Hi guys, I've got a really simple page in my traveler's notebook today using this perfectly imperfect stamp set from Kellie Stamps. This was in the May release. It is still available in the store and I thought I would use it as a jumping off point for my entire page basically today, even the story that I wanted to tell. So I've been trying to make self-care a little bit more of a priority, and I'm just going to document a few of the things that I've been doing that have been helping with my stress levels recently. So I took a few photos. I had the selfie of me taking a break with my coffee, and I just purposefully took a couple of other photos to illustrate the three things that I'm going to talk about in this page. So I've got, I just printed my photos out and I can't remember what size they're. I think they're about 2 3/4 inches. It was not small enough to fit them across a page, so I am sort of having to stack them up here, and I'm going to try and keep all three of my photos towards the middle. On that stamp set, there's this really cute little band-aid stamp, and I had contemplated doing a repeat stamp background with that, except you can see the size of that stamp there. It is puny. Can you imagine how long a repeat stamping background would have taken with that stamp? So I shelved that idea for another day, and I'm just pulling off a few of these smaller stamps. I've got, there's a larger phrase on there, "It is okay not to be okay," and I'm going to kind of use that as the title for the page, but I want to stamp these littler sentiments on each of the photos to sort of show what they represent. Now, I know it looked foolish stamping with white ink on a very light photo like that. I had hoped it would show up more because it's a little bit more metallic. Then I tried the silver one, which that stamp pad went straight in the bin. It is dry as, just about dead. So in the end, I did have to go back to just my good old Tuxedo black. I do wish though that I hadn't done all that metallic stamping underneath, because even you will be able to see on the video here the difference between the black that I stamped over top of all that metallic stamping and then just the regular black stamping. It really did dull it down. It's not even, you wouldn't even call it a metallic grey anymore. It just looks like dull black. So that was kind of a bummer, but the other two stamped super nicely, and I'm going to use the same black again for the title stamp here. I hadn't actually intended for this page to have so much black stamping on it, which was why I attempted to use the white ink in the first place. I wanted to keep it sort of light and breezy. The photos were light and bright and I wanted the rest of the page to be like that, but I figured I've got some black on here now, let's roll with it. There is quite a long phrase stamp in here that says, "Dear stress, let's break up." And what I want to do is create a border with that stamp. So I'm going to repeat stamp that all the way around. I just grabbed some scrap paper because where the corners are, I am just partially stamping like one word just to try and not repeat anything. So I'm going to go all the way around, just carefully stamping one and then turning my page and then carrying on stamping. And considering that I didn't do any planning for this at all, really, I think it worked out not too bad. I've got one tiny little gap left at the end here, and I just stamped "dear" again, so the bottom one says, "Dear stress, let's break up," which I'm okay with. It still kind of makes sense, so that worked out well. Now I'm going to go back to my original idea, which was to do some repeat stamping with the little band-aid stamp, because you know me guys, this page needs more color. It is a little bit on the dull side. So I picked out some of the colors in my photos, and you can see the little ink swatches that I did just to try and get a kind of ombre rainbow, obviously with just these sort of cooler colors. So I'm going from pink, light pink through pink, lavender, purple, blue, all the way up to teal. But instead of doing more sort of structured repeat stamping, I'm just randomly stamping all over the place. You can see exactly what I'm doing here. I am going to leave a little gap in the middle between all three of the photos, which is where I'm going to put my journaling eventually. So I am just being mindful of that, but otherwise I'm just randomly going through all the colors, trying to get this sort of nice ombre effect. And I get to this point and I mean, it would be great if you could do that all in one go and get it perfect first punch, but that's never going to happen. So I am going to go back now and just fill in any sort of visual gaps that I can see and try and make sure the colors and the stamping is sort of nicely balanced. I've positioned the stamp diagonally on my block and I haven't done a great job of keeping it straight the whole way, but the colors are flowing up the page in the same angle that the Band-Aid stamp is on, and I really love how it worked out. If I had a little more time up my sleeve, I really would like to do a full page repeat stamp in those same colors. I really loved them with that tiny little Band-Aid stamp. I think that would look super cute. I might only be able to do one side of a notebook rather than a full spread like that, but in the end I love how this page worked out, and I love that I got these 3 things documented in my notebook. Now, make sure you take advantage of the discount code that I'm going to leave down here for you guys. Kellie has been super generous to give that to me, so make sure that you take advantage of it. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you next time. Bye.